You are being hunted.
Subnautica 2 has just come to early access, and I'm really enjoying it. It feels similar enough to Subnautica 1 that I kind of know what I have to do, while still being different enough that it's a joy to discover everything all over again, like figuring out how to eat stuff, or crafting a chair. The first game had a profound impact on me. I dove into its oceans totally blind, then chipped away at its often confusing or unexplained or irritating feeling mechanics. And very soon I discovered a super unique and nostalgic gaming experience. It's not a game you want to read up on before you play it, it's all about visiting a completely different and alien world, almost like you're a baby, and then having to discover and master every primitive aspect of it, until it eventually feels like a home away from home. If that sort of thing sounds appealing, then just play this game. But if you need a bit more persuading, this video details my first impressions, so any spoilers will only be from within the first hour or two of gameplay anyway. Visually, it's really pretty. It still looks like Subnautica, still very plastic and smooth looking, but even in early access, it still isn't as janky as the first game looked and felt. Many years have passed since the first games, and the jump from Unity to Unreal 5 is welcome, and a major leap that had me staring in awe at various organic life forms. Like this BFJ. They claim it stands for Behemoth Finger-Legged Jelly, but you know what they're going for here, don't you? And Unreal 5's powerful lighting tech handles this game's demanding and dynamic day-night system and its many underwater reefs and caves and wrecks with ease. And come nighttime, the underwater world of Subnautica becomes a technicolor beauty. Subnautica, to me, has always felt like more of an adventure than it is a game, and it's something that really does benefit from improved visuals such as these. I absolutely loved the soundtrack in the first game, it was chock full of bangers. One of my favourite gaming soundtracks of all time, so this sequel had a high bar to hit. The musician from the first game is no longer with the studio, but so far in Subnautica 2, while the music blends slightly more into the background ambience of the game, from what I have heard of it, it's pleasant enough, and it shares a lot of my favourite instruments and vibes from the first game, so I'm hoping I'll grow to love it just as much as I invest more of my time discovering this game. I have barely scratched the surface of its ocean worlds, and Subnautica really is a game of discovery and advancement, where your character feels extremely limiting early on, but then quickly find ways to bypass those restrictions in some way. That sense of progression is great, and the time between wanting something and getting it always feels just about right. And once you unlock that item, that sense of achievement is palpable. Going by the first game, you progress bit by bit, but over time slowly become an unstoppable aqua god with all of the tools at your disposal to navigate the world quickly and safely. But along the way, you will make mistakes and you will die. And that's okay, this game tells me. In fact, it's something that's been very heavily hammered into me in these first few hours. I was a bit of a quick save addict in the first game, in fear of losing my progress, but this game makes it very clear that should I die, I can just reprint my body at the nearest save station. And it does appear to give back most of my items as well, should I die to one of the many hostile creatures or plants in this game that will endlessly attempt to gnaw at me. This early stage of the game feels very forgiving though, with all their sharp bitey teeth feeling no more than an overzealous love bite on my health bar. No, the biggest killer of them all will be the sea itself. The first hour is spent constantly struggling to the surface before your oxygen runs out. You have just 45 seconds. The people I've shown the first game to have all been put off by this mechanic, finding it infuriating that your exploration is so limited by such a frustrating mechanic. But I see it all as part of the learning curve. Yes, drowning is a major concern in Subnautica. It shapes the entire gameplay experience, and in a way that's the fun of it. Since your breath is so limited, you'll quickly alter your playstyle to mitigate this, utilising the various highways and air bubbles dotted about beneath the surface, which will give you greater confidence with every expedition that you commence. And I particularly love the soon unlocked dash feature, which I have already become super reliant upon to get me out of all sorts of dangerous situations and sticky spots. If the first game is anything to go by, then the game will eventually unlock powerful ways to move quickly and safely and unrestricted through the depths for extended periods of time. But with it, part of the appeal and the mystery of the game is lost, so right now I'm still happy to be so heavily restricted by my oxygen bar, and also by the depth and the heat of this ocean. The game is constantly giving you new destinations to scout out as you discover the seemingly vast number of former humans that have inhabited this specific region, all spouting useful and useless stuff to fill you in on the world's many dangers and delights. But I do find this game a lot more text heavy than the first game was, and I feel like Subnautica is best played as a show don't tell kind of game. And since I'm still learning the basic mechanics, having all this information fired at me constantly is quite overwhelming. when all I really want to do is to get stuck in with collecting stuff and scanning everything in sight. You will soon discover you are punished for collecting too much of what you don't need, but then you'll be equally punished for not collecting enough of what you need. And what you need constantly changes. Every objective comes with its own demand, so that junk you're currently storing in your 5th supply crate may eventually come in handy. Or it might just be useless junk, who knows. Just don't collect everything in sight. It's not that sort of game. And try to stick to one self-imposed objective at a time. I love discovering that to craft something I need something like rubber and quartz, and half remembering where I have seen some of them lying around before. Exploring is the name of the game. Actually, no, it's Subnautica, but it could be exploration because it feels like there's a lot to see here. And all within just a few hundred meters of your life station. Of course, the game has only been out for a few hours, so everything I say here is still very much from a very inexperienced viewpoint during the very early stages of this game. But I have little to complain about so far. It's been a while since I played Subnautica. After I finished the first game, I vowed never to return to it. Not because I didn't like it, but because I loved it so much, and I wanted it to always feel like some magical, half-explored dream in my mind. But I can say I'm also very glad that this sequel has given me this opportunity to rediscover an enchanting alien world all over again.